guys, Sean Klinger with Vital MX, and today we're taking a look at a 2003 Honda CR125. And what really makes this bike cool is that it is a real-world blue-collar build. It was a beater that I have a buddy. He knows his way around bikes a little bit, so he did do a lot of work himself, but he bought it for 900 bucks. He kind of bought it for him to play with. Also, his wife, true beginner to ride. Basically, we're going to go through all the things he did to this and some ways that you can think about saving a lot of money on getting a bike. And all told, everything, the headline for this build is that it was $2,075, so under $2,100 for the bike purchase and everything that he did to it to make it reliable, safe to ride, fun to ride, and yeah, it was pretty impressive. So the history of the bike: he bought it. It was running. There were some issues with cosmetics, and he had to clean out the carb, put in a tube, but it was functional. The second ride he rode it, blew up. So he knew that he had some issues. He knew that he had to do some work to it. So that's where he kind of laid out a plan and decided to see what he can do to get this bike running without spending a ton of money. So we're going to get into the prices and all the little tips and tricks that he did to make this bike cool. So like I said, the initial bike purchase was $900. So that was the first, investment. And obviously he did his research to find a bike that wasn't too beat up. But after it did blow up, he sent it to Eric Gore and got a new piston, had it bored out to a 134, and all of that cost $500. So, and that includes the Wiseco piston that Eric Gore uses to put in the bike. Then he also got an OEM crank that he found online, shipped to his house for 200 bucks. So next, some of the the new parts that he replaced is more for safety. He got a Pro X chain and sprocket for $120. He got a Pro X brake pads because even though they had some life left in them, the stock pads, they were covered in oil, so they're not going to work. So that's a safety issue. You want to get new stuff there. And then also the shroud graphics from Visid, 40 bucks. And that's probably cheaper than what you can find on eBay for from cheapo Chinese, graphics. These are made here, and it's just the shroud graphics, but 40 bucks is a good deal. So the seat cover on the bike was roached out. So he went on Facebook Marketplace, found a stock Honda seat cover for this bike for 10 bucks. Then he asked a buddy that he knew had some tires. His buddy didn't like it, so he got that for free. So that's what he did for the front tire. The rear tire he actually did buy on sale. That was $75. And then he put in some heavy-duty tubes that both put together, 40 bucks there. And think about that when you're doing bike builds, is if you do have a network of guys you ride with. Some guys take off old bars, just because they don't like the bend. There's nothing wrong with them. Maybe give them 20 bucks, buy them some in and out, and you got, some new bars. This time he didn't actually have to ask a buddy for new bars. He had some of his own, so he threw those on there, and grips. And I think we all have, bars and grips laying around. So he threw those on there for free. So when he bought the bike, it had a Pro Circuit pipe on it. It's the pipe that's on the bike now, but it was very dented. There were some issues there. So there are some pipe repair companies out there that you can send your pipe, and they'll blow it out and fix the dents for you for, 50, 60 bucks. But he created his own tool to plug up the pipe, heat up the dent like crazy hot, and then get about 50 pounds of pressure in the pipe and blow out the dent himself. So that's free. And so that's something that you can try to do yourself. So if you are going to do that at home, use some caution, because there is a lot of air pressure there, and you can make basically a bomb if you don't know what you're doing. So be careful there. So for about 100 bucks, he kind of went in and rebuilt the carb. Basically just from sitting, he had to replace a couple of the gaskets, and he got some jets. He actually, if you go to ProCircuitFMF.com, both of those websites have jetting specs for these old bikes. And so he kind of, saw what was available. He picked which jets that he wanted to get, and he bought those. So all told, to get the carb and the bike jetted properly, 100 bucks there. So to replace the clutch perch, a lot of people think that you got to get the exact make and model for your bike. But for this bike, he found a CRF 450 clutch perch on eBay. He bought it for 20 bucks, had the winning bid, and it works on this machine. He went in and lubed the clutch cable, the throttle rubber housing. It was ripped and torn, so just got rid of that. He took apart the throttle housing and just made sure everything was working and lubed everything up. And that's something too, is that with, what makes a bike feel fresh and feel good is, a smooth turning throttle, a smooth pulling cable. The contact points of the bike are important. Having fresh graphics and a powder coated frame is not necessarily going to make a bike feel good. It makes a bike look good, but actually riding it is all those things that you can do that are very low cost to no cost, and just takes a little bit of time to get in there and do it. And what's cool about this bike is it is a 125, and when you're looking at a project to do like this, think about a two-stroke, just because there's so many less moving parts. To get the bike down to the frame and scrub it out, it's just a much less complicated endeavor overall. You're going to reach the end of your project a little bit sooner and be able to get out and ride and have fun. So from start to finish, less than 2,100 bucks. I think it's a really cool project, and we're really pumped on how it turned out. So I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this inspires you to kind of scrounge out there and look for some bikes that maybe need some love, and to really understand that you don't have to buy everything new. You don't have to buy everything that matches. That with a little MacGyver attitude, you can actually make a bike that's way under budget, that doesn't break the bank. And overall, we're pumped on how this turned out. So thanks for watching. If you are on YouTube, check out vitalmx.com. And if you're on vitalmx.com, go to our YouTube channel, click like, click subscribe. See you next time.